everyone. So glad to see you all here tonight. This is my first time in Spencer, Iowa, and performing at a library. I do jazz standards, and this first tune that I'll do for you is called The Things We Did Last Summer. It was written in 1946 by Julia Stiles. The boat rides we would take, the moonlight on the lake, the way we danced and hummed our favorite song, the things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long, the midway and the fun, the Cupid dolls we won, the bell you rang to prove that you were strong. The things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long. The early morning hike, that rented tandem bike, the lunches that we used to pack. We never could explain that sudden summer rain, the looks we got when we got back. The leaves began to fade like promises we made. How could a love that seemed so right go wrong? The things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long. That early morning hike, the rented tandem bike, the lunches that we used to pack. We never could explain that sudden summer rain, the looks we got when we got back. The leaves began to fade like promises we made. How could a love that seemed so right go wrong? The things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long. I'll remember all winter long. I'll remember all winter long. Also, if you guys have any questions while I'm playing or like in between songs, just raise your hand. I'll be like, yes, what? All right, that one's always a fun one for me to start with. It's one of my favorite tunes. All right, this next tune that I'm going to do for you is Moonglow. How many people know that tune? Yeah? Smelling the moonglow. I want to do this with a big band one day. It must have been moonglow, way up in the blue. It must have been moonglow that led me straight to you. I still hear you saying, dear one, hold me fast. And I started praying, oh Lord, please let this last. We seem to float right through the air. Heavenly songs seem to come from everywhere. And now that there's moonglow way up in the to come from everywhere. And now that there's moonglow, way up in the blue, I'll always remember that moonglow gave me you. That moonglow gave me you. So, reason why I like doing these jazz standards is because, well, I have these books here. As you can see, I have a pile of them right there. But they're these vocal jazz rule books, and all that is in them is just a chart. So there's the melody that's written out, and then the chords structure that you have to follow. So what's great about this is that it's just a blueprint to however you want to make it, whatever kind of song you want to make it into. So one tune, I think it's in this book, is All of Me. Yeah? You guys know that tune. This is one of my favorite tunes. I've been doing it forever, and it just never gets old for me. But this one's kind of, I still do this one kind of in like a medium swing, but you can change it up, and you could probably do it as a bossa nova if you wanted, yeah? So, all of me, why not take all of me? And all that I'm doing differently is I'm just putting a different groove behind it, yeah? Or if I wanted to make it a nice ballad, all of me, why not take all of me? So that the possibilities are endless to how you can arrange a song, and that's why I found these jazz standards to be so much fun to sing, because I can truly make them my own. So, I guess without further ado, here's my version of All of Me. Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so I'll not take all of me, all of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? back to kind of why I do jazz standards. So I grew up listening to a lot of Ella Fitzgerald. My father played the saxophone, and he's been in the Southern Minnesota Real Big Band and other bands in Mankato for a very long time. So I grew up listening to Ella, and so I kind of had a step ahead into learning kind of all about front phrasing and back phrasing without knowing what it was, what the actual name for it was. So I do that all throughout my songs, and those of you who are familiar with all of me kind of heard that, right? The way that I do my phrasing, I'm pushing the phrase forward and then waiting to start, and then hurrying up and getting back on track. It's another way that you just put the expression forward in the interpretation of the song. Is how you phrase them. All right, what's next? Does anyone have a favorite jazz standard? Which one? I heard you whisper something.
I said I'm sure.
All right, well, I'm going to play a tune that is the title track to my album. It's called Ain't Misbehavin'. It's a Fats Waller tune from 1929. And yeah, here you go. No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Just you, I know for certain, the one I love. I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? 'Cause your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, don't get a go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Oh, ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Kind of lost where I was for a moment. Just kept going though. Oh, I keep getting caught. All right. So I've been super into Irving Berlin lately, and I've just been, how I pick out songs is I take these books and I literally just page through them one by one. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting, or that looks like it has a fun melody, and or that one's by Irving Berlin, let's see what this sounds like. So, or like how this song came to be in my repertoire. One of my students was going through a book and she's like, oh, this looks like a good song. She had never heard it before, and I was like, I've never heard it, so let's try it. And it was Isn't It a Lovely Day to Be Caught in the Rain. Have you ever heard of it? Anyone? Anyone? Cool, it's a new one. All right. Well, new one. New but old. All right. Isn't this a lovely day to be caught in the rain? You were going on your way, now you gotta remain. Just as you are going, leaving me all at sea. The clouds I can see where you and I could be cozy and warm. Let the rain pitter patter, but it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. Long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. 'Cause isn't it a lovely day to be caught in the rain? You were going on your way, now you gotta remain. Just as you are going, leaving me all at sea. The clouds broke, they broke, and oh, what a break for me. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in a storm. I can see where you and I could be cozy and warm. Let the rain pitter patter, but it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. Long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. Long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. Wasn't that a pretty song?
It's beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna keep this Irving Berlin thing going and play another tune of his. Okay, so this is one, it's called They Say It's Wonderful. And it's one that, it's written, it says that you should play it as a ballad. But I don't like to play it as a ballad. So I play it up, and it just makes it a really fun, cute little tune. All right. They say that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful, so they say. And with the moon up above, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, so they tell me. I can't recall who said it. I know I never read it. Only know they tell me that love is grand, and the thing that's known as romance is wonderful, wonderful in every way. So they say you'll find that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful, so you say. And with the moon up above, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, so you tell me to leave your house some morning, and without any warning, you're stopping people shouting that love is grand, and to hold a man in your arms is wonderful, wonderful in every way. So you say. Let's see, what other Irving Berlin tunes do I know? Oh, it's a new one that I learned. Let's see here. It only happens when I dance with you. So, one of the reasons why I've been gravitated towards Irving Berlin lately is because he kind of throws in just these like random, it seems like random chords, like in Isn't It a Lovely Day to Be Caught in the Rain, that bridge where I go, just as you were going. It seems like it comes out of nowhere, and when I'm learning it, it's just like, I don't get how this fits, but then one day it's just like, okay, I get it. It works. It's a little weird, but it totally works. So here's It Only Happens When I Dance With You. It only happens when I dance with you. That trip to heaven till the dance is through. With no one else do the heavens seem quite so near. Why does it happen, dear, only with you? Two cheeks together can be so divine, but only when those cheeks are yours and mine. I've danced with dozens of others the whole night through, but the thrill that comes with spring, when anything can happen, that only happens with you. That only happens when I dance with you. That trip to heaven till the dance is through. With no one else do the heavens seem quite so near. Why does it happen, dear, only with you? Two cheeks together can be so divine, but only when those cheeks are yours and mine. I've danced with dozens of others the whole night through, but the thrill that comes with spring, when anything can happen, that only happens with you. Duke Ellington, anyone? Yeah, so here's a little Don't Get Around Much Anymore. Missed the Saturday dance, heard they crowded the floor, couldn't bear it without you, don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door, they'd have asked me about you, don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates, might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. Oh, darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates, but for. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thank you. That was a fun one. All right, here's another one from Duke Ellington. It's called Love You Madly. I first heard Ella Fitzgerald do this one. She sounds so good. All right.
How does it start? You don't know. I'm
However you
asking
want.
you.
Just choose a chord.
There we go.
Love you madly but a wrong. Sounds like a lyric of a song. But since it's so, I thought you ought to know. I love you madly. That a fish are in the sea is not the theory for me. And that's for sure, just like I said before. I love you madly. If you could see the happy you and me, I dream about so proudly. You know, the breath of spring that makes me sing my love song so loudly. Good things come to those who wait, so just relax and wait for fate to let me see the day you'll say to me, I love you madly. That a fish are in the sea is not the theory for me, and that's for sure, just like I said before. I love you madly. If you could see the happy you and me, I dream about so proudly. You know, the breath of spring that makes me sing my love song so loudly. Good things come along to those who wait, so just relax and wait for fate to let me see the day you'll say to me, I love you madly. I love you madly. So, how many ukulele players do we have here? Yeah, you can raise your hand. It's kind of, yeah, go ahead. So, have you been noticing, like, in that song in particular, I didn't go below this fret, yeah? I stayed in between kind of these two frets.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the ukulele is this awesome instrument because it's super easy to learn, and it's super easy just to stay within those first,
Familiar.
yeah, right? Within those first 3 frets. But it has so much more to offer. Now, the soprano ukuleles, it's kind of hard to travel up the fretboard. I see you got one. Just because it's so teeny tiny, you know, and it's, so this is a tenor, and so it offers a little more space for my fingers to travel up the fretboard. But bar chords, yeah? Bar chords, that's basically what I'm doing. They translate up and down the fret chord. So you guys know that this is your C chord, right? So imagine that this is my finger barring for my C chord. Your termination point right here on your ukulele is basically your finger. You can use your finger as that point. So here's my C, here's my D flat, C sharp, here's D. I'm just moving that whole formation upwards. So you find a bar chord formation, and you can have that anywhere on the fretboard, and it'll be a different chord. that same quality. So I use this one a lot. Yeah, you see this one a lot. This is like a C7 chord. Yeah, so you have a C7 right here. You have a C7 right here. So I don't know if you guys have learned your B chord. Anyone?
Yeah.
Your B? Yeah? So your B chord is here.
Is that B7?
B7 is right here. Yeah? So B7, C7. And I can travel. So C7, C sharp, D7, D sharp, E7, F, because there's no E sharp. So that's what's fun about bar chords and what it kind of has to offer. Your C7 is here. Same thing if I was doing this as my formation. So here is D7. Have you guys learned that chord? I know there's this D7, but you can do this as your D7. So if I go all the way up to this first dot here, F7, G7. So I know it's probably like, what? But don't be discouraged. In order to practice your bar chords, you kind of have to press down evenly with that whole finger and kind of find this even pressure throughout there, and it takes a little while. It hurts so much, my finger. After a while, I would just shake it out and be like, okay, I should probably take a break for a little bit. But once I got it, they're so much easier now. So practice, practice, practice.
Are most of your songs in the same key then?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
Like It Only Happens, the last one I did, that is in G. Oh, that wasn't the last one that I did, it's just the last one that's up here. I Love You Madly is in C. But it's full of chords, yeah? Don't Get Around Much Anymore is in G. What was it? I do a lot of E flat. I do a lot of things in E flat. Yeah. Any other ukulele questions?
Your strum pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Chucking in there.
yeah, I do a lot of chucking. So like this next tune I'll do is called Alright Okay You In. I've workshopped this a couple times and it's really fun because you can play it down here in your comfortable range, but you can also kind of be kind of a first travel up the fretboard thing because it pretty much just uses those three chords. So with the chucking, you always have to keep your upward and downward motion. Yeah. So the chucks usually happen on beat 2 and beat 4. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck. So you're replacing your downstroke with a chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you play the upstroke?
Yes.
You do play
So
the upstroke.
and so usually in that first typical Hawaiian strum, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. People forget that you have that silent down in there, and then you have to come back up. The same thing kind of is with the chuck. You're going down on your chuck, so the next motion needs to be up.
Ah.
Yeah? Down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck. Cool. All right, so here's some All Right, Okay, You Win. Oh, I also do some kind of I forget what these are called. You kind of mute it almost, so I just lift up and release my pressure, but I don't completely lift off the strings. So I do that a lot in this song, so pay attention. Well, alright, okay, you win. I'm in love with you. Well, alright, okay, you win. Baby, what can I do? I'll do anything you say. It's just gotta be that way. Well, alright, you, and it won't be hard to do. Well, alright, okay, you win. I'm in love with you. Well, alright, okay, you win. Baby, what can I do if I'm gonna be your gal? Sweet baby, take me by the hand. Well, alright, okay, you win. Did you notice in there how I did a lot? I do a lot of mutes. I don't do so much. I don't do any chucking in that. But a lot of what those mutes offer is this. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like you're kind of bringing a percussive element to your instrument.
That's cool. When did you start playing?
I started playing the ukulele in 2011. Yeah, so a friend of mine had a little tiny ukulele like yours, and we wanted to get away from our school work, basically. You know, we wanted to play music, you know, that wasn't required of us to play, and so, well, because mainly we were just doing all classical stuff. I don't want to do this anymore. So we got together and started playing some music together and started playing some open mics, and I was just like, all right, I think I should learn how to play the ukulele, because at the time I wanted something for myself that was much more portable than a piano to accompany myself with. Yeah. So the ukulele seemed like a perfect solution, because I've also tried the guitar a few times, and there's just too many strings. I know it's just two more strings, but I like a string for each of my fingers, you know. So as troublesome as it was to try to pick up the guitar, which I still haven't done, the ukulele was a heartbeat. I picked it up in a heartbeat for me, so it's just meant to be, I guess. So yeah, that's how I started.
Do all ukuleles have like the nylon strings, or are there wires?
So usually the sopranos, the tenors, and the soprano concert tenors, they all have the nylon strings. Sometimes you can have the option of getting a lower high string. So your top string, your G string, is the octave below. And sometimes those come as a metal string. But there's a thing called the baritone ukulele, which I have not played for you yet, which is bigger, and it's tuned in a different key. So the ukulele is tuned in G, this one, and the baritone is tuned in G. C, this is C, this is G. And that top string is the lower one. So it has more of a guitar sound to it. Like, even though the chord structures and whatnot are very similar, pretty much they are the same, just different names. It gives a totally different sound. So actually, I'll play a couple tunes on it now. Good segue.
Do you teach workshops then, I'm guessing?
I'm just starting to kind of get into the workshops. I did one in St. Peter, Minnesota, at their Reskilling Festival, and that was a lot of fun. So it's kind of opened my mind to wanting to do more workshops.
All right, so let me check if it's in tune. That's always important. My dog has fleas, right? So right away you notice the difference in the sound, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with a Johnny Cash tune. watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. Feel free to sing along. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm awful for you. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is night, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. Keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. Yeah. So I was kind of against the baritone ukulele at first. I was like, it's not a ukulele. Doesn't sound like a ukulele. But then I was telling someone else the story about one of the books that I got. I work at a music store, and so I like that daily ukulele book. I kept going back to it, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, I just need to buy this book. So the same thing kind of happened with the baritone ukulele. With some of my voice students, they needed something a little more substantial underneath them, and so I tried out the one. I just took one of the baritones right off the shelf, and I was like, I'm borrowing this for a minute. and so I found like it has this great bass, solid bass, like structural bass, not sound bass, that it offers for the voice, and so hence I'm not against them anymore. All right, here's a tune. A Hoagie Carmichael tune called Up a Lazy River, or it's just Lazy River. Up a lazy river by the old mill run, that lazy, lazy river, the noonday sun. Linger in the shade of a candle tree, throw away your troubled dream, a dream with me. Up a lazy river where the robin's song awakes a bright new morning, we can both along. Blue skies are above, everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy can you be? Up a lazy river with me. Up a lazy river with me.
All right, let's see. What songs do I know this one? All right.
Next tune I'll do for you is called I'm Beginning to See the Light. Anyone know it? Oh yeah, it's a lot of heads up. And this one I can never get the right page.
There you are.
I guess they just like to stick together all the pages. 68. Come on, 86 I mean.
Oh, that's not it. Here we are. All right.
Never cared much for moonlit skies. I never winked back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on the mistletoe. But now that you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. Used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. It's a four-alarm fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the light. For I used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. It's a four-alarm fire now. I never went love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the light. I'm beginning to see the light.
All right.
I'm gonna do one more tune and then I'm gonna just take 10 minutes, let you guys kind of stand up, get a drink, go to the bathroom, and then we'll be at it again. So this tune came to me from the radio. I was listening to one of the local public radio stations in Mankato, and to Miss Lona's hour, and she was playing this tune called "Come Josephine in My Flying Machine." Does anyone know it? This is now the oldest song that I know, or that I perform, and it was I think it was originally written in 1894, and Josephine was presumed to be the first female skydiver, Sarah and Josephine, and the guy who wrote this song took her up on his hot air balloon, and she jumped out of the hot air balloons. Yeah, so it's just a cute little tune. I think it was finally recorded and published in 1918, I think it was. So. Oh, say, let us fly, dear, we're kid, to the sky, dear, oh, you flying machine. Jump in, Miss Josephine, ships ahoy. Oh, joy, what a feeling, we're boy, in the ceiling, high, hope the goodbye to the sky, so high. my flying machine going up. She goes, up she goes. Balance yourself like a bird on a beam in the air. She goes where she goes, up, up, a little bit higher. Oh, ma, the moon is on fire. Come, Josephine, in my flying machine going up. Oh, long goodbye. 1, 2, now we're off, dear. Say you, pretty soft, dear. Whoa, dear, don't hit the moon. No, dear, not yet, but soon you for me. Oh, gee, you're a fly kid, not me. I'm a sky kid. Gee, I'm up in the air. How about you for fair? Come, Josephine, in my flying machine going up. She goes, up she goes. Balance yourself like a bird on a beam in the air. She goes where she goes, up, up, a little bit higher. Oh, ma, the moon is on fire. Come, Josephine, in my flying machine going up. Oh, long goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you. This is a newer tune in my repertoire. It's a little older. It was written in 1954. It's called "A Sleeping Bee." And I first heard Nancy Wilson do this tune. And she does it way out there. Have you heard that version that she does?
No, that's what Nancy would do.
Yeah, yeah. She was kind
Just
of.
do it your own way.
I'll just do it my own way. I kind of quote her a little bit when I do the repeat of it. She has some good ideas in there. But here's "A Sleeping Bee." When a bee lies sleeping in the palm of your hand, you're bewitched and deep in love's long looked after land, where you'll see a sun-up sky with the morning dew, and where the days go laughing by as love comes calling on you. Sleep on, bee, don't waken, can't believe what just passed. He's mine for the taking. I'm so happy at last. Maybe I dream, but he sleeps sweet, golden as a crown. A sleeping All right. Chet Baker is one of my favorite artists, and early Chet Baker in particular. I think one of his first albums was Chet Baker Sings, and he has such a hauntingly beautiful voice, and just his phrasing and how he like phrases his melodies with both of his trumpet and his voice. I fell in love with it. It just is wrenching, and just there's so much underneath it. So here's a tune that I kind of didn't like until he did it. There's a couple of them, so here's one. There'll Never Be Another You. Learned it was because it's written very straight. They're just quarter, 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 quarter. So there will be many other nights like this, and just gets bored after a while, right? So I had to kind of work at that song a while to kind of figure out, all right, that doesn't work. How do I want to phrase this differently to kind of make the song more fun? And yeah, that's what I did. All right, another one that I didn't like until Chet Baker came along was Come Rain or Come Shine. And I don't know why I didn't like it. It is such a beautiful song. But I think it was the way that he did it that really opened my eyes to the song. So rain or come shine, high as a mountain and deep as a river, come rain or come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just one of those things. But don't ever bat me, 'cause I'm gonna be true if you let me. You're gonna love me like nobody loves me. Come rain or come shine, happy together, unhappy together, and won't it be fine? Days may be cloudy or sunny, we're in or we're out of the money, but I'm with you always. I'm with you, rain or That's an old Johnny Mercer tune, but I actually quote a little bit of Chet Baker in this. I don't know if any of you are familiar with his version of that song, but I just couldn't do the song without doing that little bit. But the days may be cloudy or sunny, we're in or we're out of the money. He goes, days may be cloudy or sunny. It's a beautiful, beautiful line. I had to put it in there. And I had to listen to it over and over and over. I was like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Okay, he's going there. All right, what's next? All right, he's going there. And I figured it out. All right. So. Here? I guess I didn't bring that. Oh, it's back here. All right. I'm gonna play you another song that I didn't like for a long time. But then I learned the song and I realized it was a really pretty song. So it kind of got a little bad rap because of the person who sang it, but this is Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Yeah. Tip Does anyone? You guys know that tune, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Did I do it a little better justice?
Yeah.
All right. A few weeks ago, I played it at the Coffee Hag, and it was like the first time I had played it out in public, and my parents didn't even know that I was learning it, and they were at my show, and I just kind of looked at them, and I was like, well. My next tune is Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and they're like, no! and then I started playing it, and I could kind of like I saw them on the corner of my eye go, oh, this is actually a really nice song, you know. So I thought that was funny. All right. All right. Here's a tune. From Barre Chords, this is Unchain My Heart. Bum ba dum ba dum dum, bum ba dum ba dum dum. Unchain my heart, baby let me be. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't care about me. Got me sewn up like a pillowcase, but you let my love go away so. Unchain my heart, set me free. Unchain my heart, baby let me go. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't love me no more. Every time I call you on the phone, some lady tells me that you're not at home. So unchain my heart, set me free. I'm under your spell, like a gal in a trance. Done well, that I don't stand a chance. Unchain my heart, let me go my way. Unchain my heart, you worry me night and day. Why lead me through a life of misery when you don't care a bag of beans for me? So unchain my heart, set me free. I'm under your spell, like a gal in a trance, and I know darn well that I don't stand a chance. Unchain my heart, let me go my way. Unchain my heart, you worry me night and day. Why lead me through a life of misery when you don't care a bag of beans for me? So unchain my heart, set me free. All right, this next tune is a Patsy Cline tune. It's Walking After Midnight. It's was one of my favorites on my album. I do have an album, by the way. I recorded it in 2015 in Duluth in the basement of a bar. Although it doesn't sound like that. The sound engineer was awesome and did such a great job. This next tune, Walking After Midnight, is on my album, and it was one that I think I learned it maybe like a couple weeks before I was going in to record, and I still hadn't had all my songs picked out, and I was like, I kind of want to try this. And so the sound engineer, he actually went away. He went out for a little smoke break, and he was just like, just press this and just take a couple takes of it. So I did like 3 takes of it, and we ended up taking the first one. So here's Walking After Midnight. I'll go out walking after midnight in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I'll walk for miles along the highway, that's just my way of being close to you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. that you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonely as can be. So I go walking after midnight in the starlight and pray that you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna grab my baritone again. Ooh, sorry. A little topsy. Alright.
So, do you remember when I did the Irving Berlin tune, It Only Happens When I Dance With You? So, I looked that one up on YouTube and I found a version of Judy Garland doing it. She's sitting by a piano and it's so great. So this next tune kind of came to me in a similar way where I was looking up Judy Garland videos and I came across Poor Butterfly. And it's just someone's playing the piano for her and she's just sitting by the piano and singing along. But yeah, it's a real pretty tune. I'm not sure when it was written. Doesn't say on here. But Hal Leonard bought the copyright. It's 2007. question?
Yes.
Yes, they all say in unison. All right. Here's Ring of Fire.
Where do I do this?
Sorry, I play this in lots of different keys because I have a few students that do it, so I need to figure out which key I do it in. But this is the key. All right. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Thank you.
Let's see.
Any more pressing questions about the ukulele, about my life? Or have I answered them all? All right, fine by me. Okay, so there's this Irish rockabilly singer. Her name is Imelda May, and I've adapted one of her songs. It's called Big Bad Handsome Man. The man is tall, man, mean, and good looking, and he's got me in his eye. When he looks at me, I get weak at the knees, got me going like no other guy. He's my big, bad, handsome man. He's got me in the palm of his hand. He's the devil divine. I'm so glad that he's mine, 'cause he's my big, bad, handsome man. Oh, the music he plays, the way he moves me and sways, knocks me to the floor. When he sings in my ear, he makes me shiver and leer, leaves me wanting more and more. With his rugged good looks, yeah, he's got me hooked, got me where he wants me to be. With his arms so wide, he pulls me in by his side. He's the guy that does it for me. He's my big, bad, handsome man, yeah. He's got me in the palm of his hand. He's the devil divine. I'm so glad that he's mine, 'cause he's my big, bad, handsome man. Yeah, my big, bad, handsome man. He's got me in the palm of his hand. He's the devil divine. I'm so glad that he's mine, 'cause he's my big, bad. I'm so glad that he's my big, bad, handsome man. this one is because I can't play that. It does not sound the same on the other ukulele. Yeah? Because you got this nice bass note going, and I'm going down on those bass notes. Yeah? So each of these ukuleles has something that brings something cool to the table. All right. Over here. So here's a recent tune that I learned. It's called the Red River Valley, and it's an old cowboy American tune. So, and again, if you guys don't want to sing along, I do change one part of it. Instead of Red River Valley, I say Blue Earth River Valley, because that's where I'm from, and it's so great. The Blue Earth County in Minnesota has the most river systems in Mankato or in Minnesota. And so I think there's like six or seven different rivers. And so I work for kayaking and paddleboard outfitters during the summertime. And so I usually bring a little ukulele with, and I sing this as we go down, and I guide trips down the river. So I've adapted it to the Blue Earth River Valley. All right. From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened our pathway a while. Won't you think of this valley you're leaving? Oh, how lonely, how sad it will be. Oh, think of the fond heart you are breaking, and the grief that you're causing me. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu, but remember the Blue Earth River Valley and the girl that loves you so true. But remember the Blue Earth River Valley and the girl that loves you so true. Thank you.
Switch it again. All right, I'm gonna play some of my original tunes for you now. I'm not very prolific in my songwriting. I don't say, okay, I need to sit down and write a song now. Just because they feel forced and I never like what comes out. So I just wait for them to come to me.
So this is the first song that I ever wrote, and it's on my album, but it's a little different on my album. We recorded it with the ukulele and the djembe, and in the final, while we were kind of working through the tunes and the final mastering and editing, my sound engineer was like, "Can I do something?" I said, "Sure." And so he just muted the ukulele on the track, and so it's just voice and drums. And then we put in some like reverb ukulele parts, like super reverby, just as like kind of these little drones throughout the song. And the song became something that I didn't even imagine it could be. So here is Heavenly. This is about Mankato, where I grew up, and we live right on the outskirts of town. The Lusua River is right behind our house, and so we have fields and the river there, and just lots of fun things to do as a child. Running through a field and rolling down a hill, lying in a sea of green, climbing up a tree to feel the warm breeze. Kinda feels like heaven to me, feels like heaven to me, like heaven to me. Building in our minds enchantments all around, we're the kings and queens of 10 feet off the ground, romping in our fortress of Copper Mountain Fields. How heavenly, feels like heaven to me, like heaven to me. Round and round the cottonwood we play from dawn till dusk, with a roaring fire, and dance until the sun comes up. Feels like heaven to me, like heaven to me. Running through a field and rolling down a hill, lying in a sea of green, climbing up a tree to feel the warm breeze. Kinda feels like heaven. All right, I think I have time for a couple more songs here. So here's another one that I wrote, the most recent song that I wrote. What did I end up calling it? I think Daydream. Still up for grabs, but oh, now I gotta remember how this one goes. I don't know why I keep looking to you. Do you remember?
Yep, just start strumming it.
Just start strumming. Let's see. Not hard to remember, I guess. Laying here in the morning sun, out in the woods, I find myself deep in a daydream about you. Maybe wherever you are, you're lost in a daydream too, thinking about me and wondering why I'm not with you. Just you and me, paddling along, whistling a tune. I'm wondering if you're having that same daydream too. Oh, please come to me, and not just in my daydream, but for now, I guess it's only me, just lying here, soaking in the sun, out in the woods. come along. That's where that song came from. So, all right. Well, it's certainly been a pleasure playing for you guys this afternoon. You've been a great audience. Loved all your questions. Any more?
What brands are your ukulele?
Oops. This is a Kala ukulele. Take that off so you can see the brand. Kala. And that one is a Kala as well. So Kala is become my new favorite ukulele maker. They just make really great ukuleles. The first brand that I started on was Luna, and they make really good ukuleles. I still have both of my acoustic and acoustic electric concerts, and they're still better than ever. So those are the two brands that I like to promote. Yeah. Kala also has a cheaper line called Makala, and they're still really great instruments. So if you have family members or if you yourself are wanting to maybe explore the ukulele, but just don't quite have the cash flow to buy a $400 instrument, the Makala brand, they come like as a package, so you can buy a beautiful mahogany ukulele with a case and a tuner for like $100. So there's definitely options out there that are good ukuleles for pretty cheap. All right.
Have you messed around with the banjo uke?
I haven't. It just same fingering. It just has that banjo look to it and sound. It has a more like high sound to it. Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed like the explosion of interest in ukulele?
Yep, Grace Vanderwall. I have a lot of like little girls who are like, I want to play like Grace Vanderwall. So she's been really good and big about inspiring the younger generation.
I lived in Des Moines for a while, and I still go back. My daughter's down there, and I go to the music store, and I walk in, and there's ukuleles everywhere, and I check out with whatever, not a ukulele, but maybe a new book or something, and I say, so do you sell many ukuleles? And they go, daily.
Yeah. Same at the store at Shiloh's in Mankato. It's they're constantly having to order ukuleles. So I constantly get new students from it. So win-win. All right.
What songs would you start out as a beginner? What songs would you start out with? Like 2 chords, 3 chords?
Where's my book? You can find a lot of songs
With C, F, and G7, those 3 chords. There's so many songs out there. So I walked the line, all it was C7, F, and G7. That's all I played. Super easy, yeah? So so you can also take those simple songs, if those of you who want to explore up the fretboard, and take those 3 chord songs, find your C7, find your G7, and find your F. Yeah? Easier said than done, right?
When can we come up for lessons?
Yeah, right. I'll have to come back down and do a little workshop for you guys. But this book, The Daily Ukulele, if you find a book that has a lot of songs in it that you like, go for it. If they just have the chords written around on them, but the Daily Ukulele, it has really, really easy tunes up to harder tunes. Like they have Georgia on My Mind on here, which is a little more complicated, but still easy to do. They also have the chords written up on top. The bigger version, they're actually written in, the chord charts are written inside the music chart. So they're super helpful for beginner ukuleleists. I suggest getting them. Should get sponsored by them.
Yeah. Check out Amazon.
For sure.
It's available on Amazon.
Any other questions?
When you play professionally, performing other than workshop, things like this, where are you?
Coffee shops, bars.
In Mankato?
In Mankato. I do weddings, private events. I played for the Bluebird Cakery It was like a cupcake shop. Their grand opening, I played for them. So whoever wants me, I'll play. All right. Well, without further ado, this is become one of my favorite songs. It's called After You've Gone. It was written in 1918. Or is this the 20th? No, this is 1918. Marianne Harris recorded it in 21. I think that's when it finally got recorded by Marianne Harris.